If you are 99% sure that the kid is yours, should you still bring up doing a DNA test? Would it be offensive to her? How to resolve this?
Yeah, absolutely. Trust but verify, as Ronald Reagan said. Because if you're not sure you were the only person she was sleeping with, then you should definitely, just to be safe, make sure it's your kid. So JB says, my guy Corey streaming on a Monday. Rent must be due. Um, Actually, rent's due tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
It is.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be out of town, and quite frankly, the super chats. I mean, like I was saying last time, YouTube, even though they claim publicly they only take 30% of it, they actually take closer to 45% of it. And they, the super chats, even the membership, they take a huge chunk of it. The memberships, you end up getting about 45% of as well, even though it's supposed to be 70-30. So YouTube is pretty gangster. I mean, I enjoy the platform, but it's like they take a giant backhoe to your revenue. That's why I like it when people subscribe to membership on Spotify or on YouTube. Chunky, do you have
There.
so we got it pinned up here at the top. So Spotify and the website instead of YouTube or all the above. If you're really appreciative, you should join on all platforms. So we got links pinned to the top there. You can join on YouTube, you can join on Spotify, or you can join the website. The websites, you can get a 25% discount for paying the whole year up front. So I would say, and I see this often in the newsletters, that the website, you should be using a desktop or a laptop computer, taking this seriously, taking learning seriously, sitting in front of your computer, listening to the videos as I'm speaking, and then kind of scrolling along and looking at the email analysis that goes along with it. Plus, all the books are there on the website. YouTube is great if you want to just like binge watch videos. You can stream it to your device or the TV. It's just the only downside, I guess, or what's the it's not a bug, but the problem is if you're listening to a video that's a members only video of mine on YouTube and your screen goes to sleep, the video will stop playing. Unlike the free ones, they'll continue to play with your screen in sleep mode. But with if you just want to listen to the audio, Spotify doesn't have that problem. So like if you're driving or you're at the gym or whatever, you just want to listen to the audio through your earpods or whatever. Spotify is great for that. YouTube is great for binge watching videos. So is Spotify for that matter. I think YouTube's probably a little bit better as far as binge watching videos. But like when you're taking time to study the books and the video newsletters along with the email analysis, that's what the website's really great. So I think you guys should subscribe to all three places, which we would love. And just so you know, like I said, YouTube takes like, depending on the platform, 35, 40%, 45% of the revenue that comes in. But with the website, what's nice about Stripe or Spotify allows you just to, and same thing with Twitter, plug your Stripe account right into there, and they handle all the processing, and so you get the majority of your money from the website or Spotify, which is really nice. Spotify really is, I think, got a better deal for creators, but obviously YouTube's a bigger platform. So again, the links are up at the top wherever you guys want to join. And we got some new membership levels on YouTube for you guys that are, you guys love coming to the live streams and asking questions and stuff like that. So if you just click the YouTube link at the top in the chat, you can choose a membership option that works best for you. So Seth says, Corey, how to strike a balance between not acting perturbed but also standing up for yourself and putting her in her place. Well, you got to set and enforce healthy boundaries. And women like to test a man. They like to say things to troll you, to see if they can get you upset, to get you mad, get you angry, get you to lose your shit. In that respect, they kind of are like kids a little bit. They want to see how far they can push you and provoke you to see what they can get away with. And so if she's just trolling you and fucking with you, you should respond with playful humor. if she's doing something like, say you start dating a girl and she wanted to be exclusive and you agreed to be exclusive, but she wants to give out her phone number to other men and things of that nature. It's like, this is part of the vetting process. You shouldn't become exclusive with a woman if you haven't had that conversation, like what you expect. Because there are women that will get into a relationship with you, and they could be the female bartender, or it could be somebody in healthcare. And when they meet another guy, they'll just give out their number. Oh, he's just a friend. And then they'll try to maintain friendships, but in reality, what you always see with those are, I never see girls that come from good families where dad did a good job doing this. It's always the chicks from the broken homes that are giving out their numbers even though they're in a relationship. It's always the girls that didn't have a strong dad in their life that have tons of male friends and very few female girlfriends. And if you have a beautiful girl, came from a broken home, but all of her friends are men, and she doesn't really have any girlfriends, usually it's because they don't get along with other women. Maybe they hit on their boyfriends or the guys that they're dating. They just do shitty things, and most women don't want to be friends with them. So those are the kind of things you know, that you got to set boundaries for. But it's like putting her in her place. If she's being disrespectful to you or being an ass or being nasty to you, you got to say, don't talk to me that way. It's not very loving. It's not very kind. I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that tone of voice. You need to be nice to me. You need to apologize. So you might, again, when she crosses the line, when she's disrespecting you, you got to tell her. You got to let her know instantly. Because whatever you tolerate, you invite more of. And so if you start dating a girl and then she's jacking you around, trying to change plans at the last minute, saying disrespectful things to you in front of other people that make you look bad, then you got to tell her to knock it off in a nice, calm, loving way. And a good woman will respect your boundaries. One who's not is just going to keep fucking with you. Because some women are just too difficult. The dads didn't do a good job. So this was something that I used to think was common sense for everybody, but you know, almost every girlfriend I've ever had in my life had a good relationship with their dad, and dad was the man of the household. I have, women that I had as girlfriends that didn't have a good relationship with their dad, or their dad wasn't even around. I've just found they're extremely difficult to get along with. They typically don't respect men because they don't respect their dad. Dad was never around to teach them how to treat men. They don't trust men. And, if they don't respect their father or men in general, they're just not going to respect you either. And that's not your fault. But in the vetting process, when you're dating, you got to pay attention to that. Because, again, it doesn't mean every girl that grew up in a broken home is a throwaway, but you're gonna have a really high incidence of them just not being dateable or relationship material.